Hello, hockey fans. Austin here with the pregame report between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers are continuing this 5-game Eastern Conference road trip where they began it with 2 straight losses, a 6-3 loss to the Philadelphia Flyers and a 7-3 loss to the Washington Capitals. And if they continue to go on that trend, well, tonight they're going to lose 8-3 to Tampa. It'll be 9-3 to Florida and then 10-3 to Carolina. Obviously, I'm joking. That shouldn't and wouldn't happen, I don't think. But it is clear that the Oilers have a lot of work to do to get back in the win column, and things just don't get easier for them. The Tampa Bay Lightning are a terrific Eastern Conference team, one of the best in my opinion in terms of a lot of different statistics, which we will go over. So I want to know your game day thoughts. Let me know your players to watch, what you think the score is going to be, if you think the Oilers can find a way to beat a very good Tampa Bay Lightning team. Make sure you let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you ended up enjoying this pregame report, make sure to smash that like button. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing, because tonight I'm going to be doing a fun little live stream for everyone. We'll do a live stream commentary, and we'll all get to sit and watch this team lose together tonight. It's a lot better than watching the team lose by yourself. So hopefully they win. You know what? They're going to win. We're going to manifest a win. With that out of the way, how this video works, I go through the lineups, the game day stats, keys to the game, and then my score prediction. So I hope you enjoy, but let's start talking about the lineups in this game for the Edmonton Oilers. This was at practice yesterday. Now, it looks a little funky. I'll explain. So, top line, Chris Knoblauch had Vasily Podkolzin with Leon Draisaitl and Matthew Savoie. Great line. Will they get a lot of ice time? I really hope they do. Matthew Savoie deserves more than just the 10 minutes that he got against Washington. So I'd like to see Savoie be given a little bit more rope, a little bit more leash, and a little bit more opportunity. Second line, Jeff Skinner with Zach Hyman and Victor Arvidsson. Now there's a clear placeholder on that line because we know Zach Hyman does not play center. That is not who he is. And if you look down at the bottom of that forward group, it's because Connor McDavid was not on the ice yesterday for practice. It was a maintenance day. Just let the guy rest. He looks tired. He looks not like himself, and I'm okay with that. But does that mean that when Connor McDavid draws in tonight, is he next to Skinner and Arvidsson? I wouldn't be against that top line. Arvidsson can work along the boards to get the puck. McDavid with his speed off the rush, and then Jeff Skinner with his shooting ability. It could be a good line because it's clear Knoblauch is trying a lot of different combinations with different guys right now heading into the trade deadline. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one. Third line, Matthias Janmark with Nugent Hopkins and Connor Brown. On paper, not a terrible third line. I'd still like some form of upgrade on Janmark by the trade deadline, whether that is a third line winger or a third line centerman. No offense to Nugent Hopkins. He's just not much of a center at this point in his career. So we'll see if that line ends up working together, if any of these lines even stick. Fourth line, Corey Perry with Adam Henrique and Kasperi Kapanen. And then, of course, McDavid was the odd guy out. Based on what we're looking here with the forward group, I would imagine Kasperi Kapanen is going to be the guy that comes back out of the lineup as a healthy scratch for Connor McDavid. Kapanen was -3 against the Washington Capitals, and he just didn't look great. I think the only good opportunity he had was shorthanded. He had that partial breakaway. It was a good shot. He didn't score, but going -3 in your first game back in the lineup when you're playing next to one of the best players in the world in Connor McDavid, it doesn't look good. And the coaching staff, that makes them just kind of shake their heads, even though the plus minus isn't entirely always just their fault. But I think there was enough there to show that Kapanen doesn't belong with Connor McDavid and probably doesn't belong in the top 6 anymore. On defense, you'll have Matthias Ekholm with Evan Bouchard. A lot of discourse surrounding Bouchard's game lately, but I haven't been a huge fan of Ekholm either. So these two players together as a team have to pick it up. Bouchard has to get his puck control and his puck decisions much, much better. Ekholm has to defend better and be better along the boards. I know Ekholm was pretty sick at the Four Nations. He looked a little banged up before the Four Nations. He's probably not at 100% right now. So for Evan Bouchard, this is an opportunity for him to really show why he deserves the money that he'll be asking for this summer in free agency, and why fans valued him so much heading into the season after that incredible playoff run. If this team is going to have long-term success, Evan Bouchard has to turn his game around a little bit here. I'm not saying he's been playing poorly, but it's just some of the brain farts lately are annoying. They're annoying, and then they end up in the back of the net because their goalie can't make a save to save their life. So, Evan Bouchard, I just want to see better puck management tonight. That's all, man. And Nurse Emberson on the second pair. I don't know if that pair is going to stick, but it was pretty obvious John Klingberg did struggle a ton against Washington. So maybe put Klingberg on the third pair. You stick him next to Kulak. I don't mind that either. Brett Kulak hasn't been playing great recently either. Honestly, not one player on this lineup stat sheet or lineup card has played well over the past 2 games other than Leon Draisaitl. So I'm going to chalk a lot of this up to small sample size, and also the team is always just slow coming out of breaks, and I'm willing to bet that they are going to turn things around. They're going to have a much better effort tonight. Troy Stecher, odd man out, but I would like to see Stecher back in over Klingberg at some point on this trip. And of course, in goal, we'll have Stuart Skinner, my goodness gracious, my man. I know you just had a kid, probably stressed, maybe not getting a lot of sleep these days. For Stuart Skinner, though, if he wants to prove to be the guy, and he wants to prove to be the number one goalie, and he's got to start turning his game around like right now. You're too close to the trade deadline. There are too many stats available that show that him and Pickard combined are just not going to be able to get the job done once the playoffs hit. I'd love to be proven wrong. Please prove me and the other fans wrong. Please, please, please. That's what I want. But right now, if Stuart Skinner continues to play like he has over his last 10 or so games, it's not looking good in oil country for their chances at a Stanley Cup or their chances at a sustained playoff run. Stuart Skinner, if he can come into Florida, Tampa Bay, and Carolina, if he plays all 3 games and he plays very well, I'll start to feel a little bit more confident. But the fact that Stuart Skinner is 3-8-2 against top 10 teams this season with like an 880 save percentage, it's not good. It's nowhere near good enough. And for Stu, we got to turn that game around right now. In saying that, though, we're going to move on from the projected lines into the game day stats. Some of this is advanced analytics. Some of this is just regular stats. So Tampa Bay Lightning, they are 32-20-4 on the season. They're 7-2-1 in their last 10. However, they have won 5 straight games, and 5 straight games pretty decisively. Tampa Bay looks like they're kind of really on the upswing right now, and the Edmonton Oilers are on that downswing. This could be a disaster game for Edmonton if they are not ready to go. Tampa's expected goals for at 5-on-5 this season ranks 15th, 50.55%. Their power play, great, ranks 5th, 26.9%. Penalty kill, also very good. Top 10 team, 80.9%. Goals for per game ranks 2nd in the league, 3.57. Goals against per game ranks 6th at 2.73. Their Corsi for ranks 15th at 49.93%, and their shots for percentage ranks 21st at 48.95%. Now, I'm taking a look at Tampa Bay's advanced analytics here, and I'm seeing that their shot metrics aren't amazing. Their expected goals for isn't amazing. But this is a team that puts the puck in the net, and they have great special teams. So, I consider that just like the Washington Capitals, Tampa Bay, they do have the lead a lot. And when teams have the lead a lot, they do typically, what's called score effects, regress. They play back just a little bit more defensive, and they're not just constantly going on the attack. So a little bit of extra context there, plus how good Tampa's special teams have been, especially their power play and penalty kill. It makes sense why they're the second best goal scoring team in the NHL, despite some middling shot metrics. So I wouldn't look too deep into Tampa's middling shot metrics. They are an elite hockey team and someone that I would not want to play in the playoffs at any point. Looking over on the Oilers side, they're 34-19-4. They've lost 3 straight games, but they are still 5-4-1 in their last 10, surprisingly. Expected goals for ranks 4th in the league, 54.47%. Their power play ranks 7th at 25%. Penalty kill ranks 26th at 74%. Goals for per game ranks 4th at 3.38. Goals against per game has climbed up to 12th now at 2.88 goals against per game. And when you give up 13 goals in 2 games, that's really going to inflate that number a little bit. Corsi for ranks 3rd, 53.91%, and shots for percentage ranks 2nd, 54.48%. The trend for pretty much every single stat here for Edmonton, their shot metrics and their advanced metrics, it's been trending down for a couple of weeks. At one point, the expected goals for was 1st. Now it's back down to 4th. Corsi for was 2nd. Shots for was 1st. They're in 3rd and 2nd now. So the Edmonton Oilers, it's clear that as a team in pretty much every area, special teams, 5-on-5, even strength, they are struggling right now. And there's a lot of time to right this ship. There's a lot of time before the trade deadline. We're not hitting the panic button yet, but the panic button is starting to appear. I can see it in the distance. If I put, really move my glasses There we go. Yeah, I think I see the panic button right way over there, right behind you. Yeah, you right there in the front seat. Yeah, perfect. Think I found that panic button. But lucky for us, it's far enough away. We don't have to worry about it just yet. But we have to keep it in the back of our minds now. So let's move into the keys of the game and then players to watch. And of course, we'll finish off with the score prediction. Keys to the game for the Edmonton Oilers: score the first goal. And it's not just about scoring the first goal. It's about scoring the first goal and then playing your game. After Edmonton scored the first goal against Washington, the Capitals they were playing their game. They were putting pressure on, and the Oilers didn't have much of an answer when it came to the structure of the defensive zone. So Oilers, not only get the first goal, but play your game when you have it. Number 2, clear the net. Too many times Washington was able to get guys driving the crease all alone in the slot. If this happens, the Oilers have to clear the net, but they have to do it responsibly. You can't have Victor Arvidsson after a whistle cross-check a guy into your goalie and then take a bad penalty that leads to a goal against. Clear the net, but be disciplined. And then also, in terms of being disciplined, I just want the intensity level for Edmonton increased. They got blown out in 2 straight games, and the team on the ice didn't look like they wanted to respond. They didn't look like they had that intensity needed to at least send a message to the opponent that they're not going to get pushed around and bullied. Nobody on Edmonton was going after anyone. There's no scrums after whistles. The only player that seemed kind of frustrated was Victor Arvidsson. He was so mad against Washington. He was trying to hit everyone, and he just seemed so grumpy the whole time. I want to see a little bit more grumpiness from the rest of this group. Losing's not fun. It should not be acceptable, in my opinion. For the Tampa Bay Lightning, their keys to the game: to force turnovers, because the Oilers have been turning over the puck a lot lately. If you get in on the forecheck, if you get in on Evan Bouchard and you're not giving a guy like him time and space, he's not going to make a great decision with the puck. It's going to flub around and you're going to regain possession. And that's not just an Evan Bouchard thing. That is an Edmonton defensive group thing. If they are being pressured constantly, they struggle at moving the puck out. They want to make the pass to a player. They don't want a high flip to the neutral zone. And if Tampa can force the Oilers to dump and chase or flip the puck out of trouble, Tampa is going to be in a very good spot to win this game. Next thing, special teams. Tampa's special teams are terrific if they get a couple power plays and if they're taking a couple penalties. If they make them count, Edmonton is done. Edmonton does not have the special teams to go up against a team like Tampa right now, in my opinion. Even with the Oilers' pretty decent power play, it doesn't match what Tampa's doing. I think that is a huge advantage to the Tampa Bay Lightning. And attack off the rush. The Oilers struggle at defending the rush, and they also struggle at keeping the puck out when it's an attack off the rush. I'm pretty sure there's a stat out there somewhere that says Stuart Skinner is a bottom 5 team or about a bottom 5 goalie in terms of goals against allowed from the rush. But the Oilers are a top 10 team in not allowing rush chances. If you're able to attack through Edmonton's defenses on the rush, the chances of you scoring are very high. If you're getting Stuart Skinner moving laterally, it's game over. He's not going to get across in time to save a one-timer or whatever the case is. For Tampa, attack off the rush. You'll have a lot of success against this Oilers team. My 2 players to watch are the 2 Team Canada Championship 4 Nations winners, Connor McDavid and Brandon Hagel. Brandon Hagel is having a phenomenal season for Tampa. He's up to 28 goals now. What a pickup for them. And my score prediction, folks, I don't pull out the Austin Hockey Guarantee very often. This is like a 2 or 3 times a year thing where I'm like, no, this is an Austin Hockey Guarantee. And despite everything that is going against Edmonton right now, and despite their play against Philly and Washington, I'm calling the Austin Hockey Guarantee Oilers win tonight. I'm going with an Oilers win. I'm going 5-4 in regulation. This is the chance for Edmonton to really switch that narrative around, start feeling good about their game. Connor McDavid, let's see if he can find his groove. Stop going -3 or -4 every single game over the last week or two. I like Edmonton's chances here. Tampa Bay is a phenomenal team. I will not be surprised if Edmonton ends up losing 7-1 because that's just how good Tampa is. But the Austin Hockey Guarantee, it never doesn't work. 60% of the time, it works every single time. So take that. We're going with the Austin Hockey Guarantee. I'm pulling that one out for this one. The Oilers, they're going to win. They're going to win 5-4. Let's get the job done. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a live stream tonight, so make sure if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell so that you're notified when I do go live. I'll be going live at 5 p.m. Mountain, and I can't wait to see all of you. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for your support, as always. It means the world. Tell someone that you love them before the hockey game tonight, and as always, fight like a kid, fight like Ben. Let's go Oilers. We'll see you tonight.